such a beautiful day out, I couldn't resist but take the long way home. By long, I mean it adds an extra mile, so not really that much longer. So yesterday was supposed to be interval day, but I kind of skipped it because I ended up not commuting to work on my bike. So this morning I kept true to my word this time, and I did the intervals. So today, which is Wednesday, and then again on Friday, I'll be doing intervals in the mornings while it's still pretty cool. It's not bad out now, but the mornings are much cooler. And I'll pick 4 street lights, and I'll sprint across all 4. I'm not really sure how far apart they are. I'll track it. I got my computer here. I'll track to see how far they are apart. But anyways, it's a pretty good distance. And then I'll coast, kind of give it a soft pedal for 2. And then I'll kick it again. And I'll do 3 sets. And then I'll take a 5-minute break. And then my commute's not quite long enough, so I only am able to do that for a second time. So then I'll do a second set at 3. I kind of take a 15-minute warm-up first, so it kind of eats into my 30-minute commute. So my legs were hurting after, so I definitely had a good session. So I clocked the distance between 4 of the light poles just using my little cheapo bike computer, but it's basically a little over 700 feet, so it's like 250 meters. So I'll kind of go at a pretty good speed to like what I consider pole 1, and then I'll start sprinting from maybe like 18 miles per hour, and then I'll go all the way through the 700 feet, so the 4 light poles, and then I'll coast it for the next 2 light poles, and then I'll kick it again. So I don't know, I've kind of been playing around with the idea of taking like a slightly longer route to work. So like add 3 miles, for example. So if I add 3 miles, it'll add about 10 minutes to the commute, bearing any lights. It bit me. And you know, it adds about 10 minutes to my commute, which in the long run isn't too bad, but I think on the days where I'm going to sprint, which is usually just twice during the week, I think that would really be beneficial to add the little route to warm up, and this way I can get 3 sets in. Because the first one I find is like really bad. Like I really taste the lactic acid kind of building up in my lungs, really. The legs too, but I can feel it in my chest. And then I usually take a 5-minute break. I could probably shorten that maybe a little bit, but 5 minutes right now at least feels like a really good break in between sets where I can kind of fully rest, and then I can give it another really hard 3 efforts, because if I shorten down the recovery time, that just means my sprints are going to be weaker and weaker. So I'd rather not, you know, cut into that rest time. A new street, and doesn't have a bike lane, so I'm just gonna chill out on the sidewalk. It's rush hour right now and cars be acting crazy. I just missed it on film, but guy made like a ridiculous U-turn, almost smacked his car into the curb trying to beat me. He wanted to turn in front of me. Just Ridiculous. Unnecessary. And then he sped off. So I just joined Strava. I think I've got all of 2 rides uploaded. This afternoon's ride will make 3. I'm still kind of learning how the app works. My very first time I tried to use it, it wouldn't sync up with the heart rate. I have no idea why, but as soon as I took it inside, it connected. So a little bit odd there. Can't really explain that. But yeah, I'm gonna start wearing the heart rate monitor in the mornings, because the mornings is where I'm gonna do like most of my training. So like I said, today was intervals. Tomorrow will be like a long zone 3, long zone 4 effort. And then, so I want to keep the heart rate pretty high for that. Yeah, so really the mornings are going to be where most of my training is going to be done. So those will kind of be where I track my progress kind of week to week on times, and I'll go and look and see, okay, what was my max heart rate? What was the time from my sprints? But also one thing I'll need to think about is how I'm going to track like my overall progress, like week to week and month to month. So because I don't have a power meter, I really don't have that instant kind of data to know, okay, today I was able to do 5 more watts than yesterday or whatever. So I think on Sunday, I'm gonna go to Mesa Airport and see if I can find like a 20-minute kind of distance that's like uninterrupted. So somewhere where I can just go like all out, and then I'll just track that time, the duration for that circuit, like over time, to see how I'm improving. Because I really don't have another good way to track the progress I'm doing in my training plan. So, you know, if I go a month and I'm not really seeing any improvement, or I go 2 months and not seeing any improvement, you know, maybe I'll need to change things up if my times are getting faster. So I think a good 20-minute effort would be a good judge of just overall fitness. You know, it's similar to like the FTP test that you would do, just I'm tracking time versus watts. You know, I'll kind of be held back based on like the conditions of that day. So if it's like a really windy day compared to another day, that'll definitely affect my time. But you know, I think over time, as long as I'm seeing some improvement, I think that'll be pretty good. And then maybe later this year, I'll be able to get a power meter and the little Garmin computers that go with it to accurately track my progress. But until then, you know, something's better than nothing. It's so beautiful out, I don't want to go home. I'd like to clock some more miles, but I gotta get home and eat, I'm starving. Ugh. Check out my Strava account, it's linked on my homepage along with my Facebook. Hope you enjoyed the ride.